Block 1. Seneca Emotional Quarantine. Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling utterly exhausted, not from physical effort, but because you feel like you've just run an emotional marathon? You started your day feeling calm, centered, and optimistic, but after a 10-minute chat with a stressed-out colleague or a constantly complaining friend, you feel heavy. It's like their anxiety, their frustration, their negativity has seeped into your own mind, staining your mood for the rest of the day. You've become an unwilling sponge for someone else's emotional static. This phenomenon, often called emotional contagion, is a silent drain on our mental energy and inner peace. In a world that's more connected than ever, we're constantly bombarded by the anxieties, fears, and frustrations of others through social media, news headlines, and our daily interactions. It can feel like we're navigating a perpetual storm of external negativity, and it's all too easy to let that storm breach our defenses and flood our inner world. But what if there was a way to stand firmly in the middle of that storm, observe the chaos, and yet remain untouched, dry, and secure? What if you could build a fortress within your own mind, a place of unshakable tranquility? This isn't a futuristic fantasy, it's an ancient and profound technique from one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, Seneca. He called it, in principle, an emotional quarantine. This isn't about building walls to shut people out. It's not about becoming cold, apathetic, or uncaring. Quite the opposite. It's a sophisticated mental discipline that allows you to be more present, more compassionate, and more helpful to others precisely because you are not being consumed by their turmoil. It's about creating a conscious, deliberate boundary between their emotional state and your own, allowing you to engage with the world from a position of strength and clarity, not absorption and reactivity. The absolute cornerstone of this practice, the foundation upon which your entire inner fortress is built, is the Stoic concept known as the dichotomy of control. It's a simple yet life-altering idea. Some things are within our control, and some things are not. According to the Stoics, the only things truly within our control are our own thoughts, judgments, and actions. Everything else, literally everything, is external to us and not up to us. This includes other people's opinions, their emotions, their behaviors, the weather, the economy, and past events. Now, at first glance, this might sound limiting, but it's the most liberating realization you can have. Think about how much energy we waste trying to control the uncontrollable. We get furious in a traffic jam, as if our anger could magically clear the road. We become consumed with anxiety over what someone else thinks of us, forgetting that their mind is their own territory, not ours. Seneca's emotional quarantine uses this principle as its primary filter. When you encounter someone else's negativity, the first step is to apply the dichotomy. Is this person's anger, anxiety, or despair within my control? The answer is always no. Their emotional state is a product of their own judgments, experiences, and neurochemistry. You cannot reach into their mind and flip a switch from anxious to calm. What in your control? Your response. Your judgment about their emotion. Your choice to absorb it or to observe it. Imagine your mind as a house with a front door. Another person's negativity is like a frantic, rain-soaked visitor banging on your door. You have three choices. You can fling the door open and let them in, allowing them to track mud all over your carpets and soak your furniture. This is emotional absorption. You can lock the door, hide, and pretend they aren't there. This is avoidance and apathy. Or you can open the door just enough to speak with them through the doorway, offer them an umbrella or a towel, and give them directions to a shelter, all while remaining warm and dry inside your own home. This is the Stoic response. You acknowledge their distress, you can offer rational support, but you do not invite their storm into your living room. This leads directly to the second critical distinction, understanding the difference between empathy and emotional contagion. Our culture often conflates the two, believing that to be truly empathetic, we must feel what the other person is feeling. If a friend is panicking, we think we need to feel a sense of panic along with them to show we care. The Stoics would argue this is not only unhelpful, but is actually a form of self-harm. Empathy is the skilled doctor who understands the disease without catching it. True empathy is the cognitive ability to understand someone's perspective and emotional state, to offer compassion and support from a position of stability. Emotional contagion, on the other hand, is catching the emotional disease. A doctor who catches the flu from every patient is no longer an effective healer. They are just another patient. Similarly, when you absorb someone else's negativity, you lose your capacity to help. You now have two people who are anxious or upset instead of one person who is stable and can offer a clear perspective. So, how do we begin to practice this? How do we build this inner citadel brick by mental brick? It starts with mindfulness and a conscious pause. The next time you feel that familiar wave of someone else's negativity washing over you, stop. Before you react, before you absorb, just pause. In that space, actively label what is happening. Instead of thinking, "I'm getting so stressed out by his complaining," reframe it internally. "I am observing his frustration. This is his emotion, not mine." This simple act of labeling creates a crucial psychological distance. You are no longer the emotion, you are the observer of the emotion. You are distinguishing the external event from your internal judgment about it. You can then choose your response. You can listen compassionately. You can ask clarifying questions. You can offer a different perspective. But you do so as a conscious, separate agent, not as a passive sponge. You are protecting your own peace, not out of selfishness, but as a prerequisite to being genuinely useful and resilient in a challenging world. This is the essence of Seneca's wisdom. True strength isn't about being impervious to the world, but about mastering your inner response to it, ensuring that no matter the storm outside, the captain of your soul remains calm, steady, and in control.